Have you ever experienced a moment that flipped your day upside down? A single word from someone, a small gesture, or even just a glance, leaving you feeling angry, upset, or maybe even crushed on the inside? The problem isn't what was said or done, it's how you responded. This is where Stoic philosophy steps in, teaching you something entirely different. You don't have to be angry because you have the power to choose your reactions. Stoics weren't emotionless statues. They were deeper than that, not allowing others to control their inner world. In this video, we'll explore how to eliminate anger from the root, not just the surface, how to retrain your mind to react only to what truly matters, and how to become someone who isn't easily provoked without losing your sense of self or humanity. If you're currently dealing with toxic relationships, mental pressure, or feeling shattered by a single word, stay with me until the end. Stoic philosophy offers real tools for inner peace. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because every video here is not just content, but a step toward deeper awareness and a calmer life. Let's begin. Why do we get angry? Understanding is the first step toward healing. Anger doesn't arise from thin air. It's a message. The problem is, we often misread that message, thinking the cause lies in someone else's actions, words, or lack thereof. But Stoic philosophy tells us a different story. Anger isn't in the event. It's in your interpretation of the event. As the philosopher Seneca wrote, anger is a temporary madness, and all madness is caused by a loss of control over thoughts. Have you noticed that anger doesn't signify strength but loss? Every time you get angry, ask yourself, am I seeing the situation as it truly is, or through the lens of my emotions? Once you understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, you begin to free yourself from it. Understanding is the first step to healing. Stoicism doesn't ask you to become a rock, but to master your reactions, to understand the root of your feelings before they explode. Anger isn't a natural response, but a mental habit that can be broken and reprogrammed. Start here. Don't fight your anger. Understand it first, and you'll be amazed at how much pain stems from misinterpretation, not from the reality itself. Stop giving others control over your mood. Think about it. Who holds the anger button inside you? If you react angrily to every little action or word from someone, you are literally giving them control. You are allowing them to dictate your energy, your day, and your mood. And no one deserves that privilege. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true power begins when we regain ownership of our emotions. Understanding that self-control doesn't mean suppressing feelings, but choosing when, why, and how to react is key. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, no one can disturb you without your consent. When you lose your temper because someone said something, ignored you, or behaved coldly, you didn't actually get upset by their actions. You got upset by your interpretation of those actions, by the assumptions you created, not by the event itself. How many times has one word flipped your entire day? Is it fair to give so much power to someone who may not even realize the effect they have on you? Take back control of your anger button, put it back in your hands, and make every emotion a decision, not a reaction. What you can't control doesn't deserve your energy. Here's the harsh truth that many people ignore. You can't control others. You can't control their intentions, their actions, their way of thinking, or even their understanding of you. But there's one thing you can always control: your response. Stoic philosophy doesn't waste time resisting the uncontrollable. It focuses on what you can control: your behavior, your awareness, and your interpretation. The more you accept that there are things outside of your control, the more peace you'll find. Epictetus, one of the most renowned Stoics, said, "The secret to true freedom is to separate what you can change from what you must endure." Think of it like carrying heavy stones on your back. The more you focus on what can't be changed, the heavier the load. The more you focus on yourself, the lighter the burden. Every time you stop trying to fix others and start refining your response, you'll discover how much energy you've been wasting on things that don't matter. Personal hurt is a reflection of others, not you. When someone says something hurtful or behaves in an upsetting way, your automatic reaction might be to blame yourself. It's me, they mean me, I'm not enough. But Stoic philosophy teaches us something deeper. What others do is a reflection of who they are, not who you are. The mean-spirited, abusive, unpredictable person doesn't represent you. They represent their inner chaos. So why take it personally? Why give your emotions to someone who can't even control themselves? Stoics say, it's not what's said to you that matters, but how you receive it. When you see hurtful behavior as a reflection of others, rather than an attack on you, you won't get angry. You'll realize that people yell because of the pain they carry inside, not because of anything you've done. A person at peace with themselves doesn't hurt others. Next time someone attacks you, smile inwardly and think, this is about them, not me. Build a shield of understanding, not anger. That's how you defeat harsh words, not with shouting, but with awareness. Your reaction determines who wins. In every painful situation, there is someone acting and someone choosing how to respond. Stoic philosophy teaches that the person who controls their reaction controls the outcome. Imagine someone tries to provoke you, insult you, or embarrass you. They're waiting for you to explode, to shout, to lose your balance. But when you respond calmly, you strip them of all their power over you. Your reaction is the final scene, the image that remains in their mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, choose not to be affected and you will not be hurt. It may seem simple, but it's more powerful than any aggressive response. In every moment of anger, you face two choices. You can react in chaos and regret later, or you can respond with awareness and win yourself back. Your reaction is not just a reply, it's a message. You can either say, I'm just like them, or I am different, I am above this. In every heated argument or frustrating situation, ask yourself, do I want to prove myself or protect my peace? Whoever understands this question will always win, even when they remain silent. Seeing everyone as a teacher in your inner school. What if I told you that everyone who annoys, provokes, or hurts you is actually a test? Every difficult person in your life is a hidden teacher showing you something inside yourself that you couldn't see before. Maybe they're testing your patience, awakening your awareness, or revealing your ability to control yourself. Stoics don't see people as sources of harm, but as mirrors. Every hurtful action reflects a vulnerability in you that needs healing. The strength begins when you treat every situation as practical training in resilience and peace. When you accept that the world won't change for you, you start changing yourself to adapt to it. Each time you maintain your calm instead of exploding, you elevate. Each time you respond with reason instead of emotion, you surpass your former self. In the end, no one enters your life by accident. Even the briefest encounter holds a lesson. The only thing you need to do is notice it and understand the message. If you succeed in turning anger into a lesson and an adversary into a teacher, you've already started building a stronger, wiser, and more self-controlled version of yourself. The hidden reason for your discomfort, expectations. The hidden cause of much of your discomfort lies in your expectations. We don't get angry because something bad happened, but because we expected something different. You expected a quick reply, but didn't get it. You expected an apology, but it didn't come. You expected understanding without having to explain, and you were disappointed. The problem isn't with people, it's with your expectations of them. Stoics say that expectation leads to disappointment, and disappointment leads to anger. The less you expect, the calmer you become. When you start accepting that others are not versions of yourself, that they don't think or feel like you free yourself from the burden of constant disappointment. A true Stoic is never surprised or shocked. They are always prepared for what might happen and at peace with what cannot be changed. They practice a golden rule. Don't expect, just receive. When you understand this, you'll realize that most of what hurts you isn't a harmful act, but an unmet wish. And as long as you can adjust your expectations, you'll break the cycle of anger and frustration forever. If you'd like to explore more of these Stoic teachings, I've written a new book titled, I Left You, I Returned to Myself. It's not just about forgetting, but about rediscovering yourself, designed for anyone who feels trapped inside and doesn't know where to begin. It's 10 chapters of reflection, liberation, and coming back to your true self, based on Stoic philosophy. Read it when you're in pain, not to forget others, but to remember yourself. The link is in the description. And remember, every video here is a step toward deeper awareness and inner peace. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and support us with a like. You Stoic.